We have some more news coming out of Tarisland. The game predicted to release by me in Q1 to Q2, but now we have gotten confirmation from the Chinese channels, the official Tarisland Chinese channel, that the game will be releasing at the start of this year. They're doing a lot of testing in China, but they're also releasing a lot of information regarding the new Pay2Win, regarding the gender system, and a lot of other changes. So let's jump right into it to give you guys everything you need to know. Today's video is sponsored by OneState. OneState is a massive free-to-play mobile RPG game. The map is based on LA, and it's a massive, large map. And in this world, you guys can become whatever you want to be. You can be a police officer, a gangster, or just a normal worker. It's a multiplayer game, so you can play with friends or meet other players in the world. They recently had a big update called Thugging Time, and now you can create your own gang or join a gang and fight against other gangs for becoming the most notorious of all organizations. And in this, there will be events and it will be massive gang wars, so make sure you check out OneState. The link for the game will be in the description below. An RPG game on your mobile device. So like I mentioned, Discord mod in the official Discord posted a message where a guy basically said, yo, can I be able to play this game in 2026? And the official Tarisland channel responded with, you will be able to play this game at the start of this year or within 6 months of this year. So I predicted, my speculation was that the game will be releasing from Q1 to Q2, and it seems to be that I was right. So the game will be releasing most likely within the first 2 quarters. So anywhere from January to May, June is when you're probably going to see the release of the game officially. Now, this was released in China, and what I need to tell you guys is all the news that happens in China, we get it later. So our Discord, they really like slow in updating the stuff. Like I get all the information from China way ahead of when I get in Discord. So this is probably like news coming out globally in a couple of weeks officially, but we already got like an official Chinese launch right now. A lot of people question probably is, does this mean that the Chinese launch is going to be early and then the global launch will be later? Now, from everything I've seen when it comes to Tarisland, is they're trying to make the release possibly at the same time. It's not like the other Korean MMOs where you get like a Korean launch and then a global launch. For Tarisland, it seems like either they're going to try to release the games at the same time or very like short intervals between each launches. Maximum I see is like a month, but most likely we're gonna get like a global launch for both games at the same time. So that is really cool. Now, the major 2 things that I talked about in my last video that I wanna talk a little bit about, because a lot of people didn't get this information, but they have removed the gender lock in this game, so there's no longer gender lock. So you can choose whatever gender you want to play. They've talked about this in the Chinese forums. They also made a post about this in the official Discords and the website, but there's no gender lock. They have some concepts to how the classes will look, how the genders will look when it comes to certain classes, and the concepts look really cool. So I have high hopes for it. They have released, like, these are just concepts, but I've seen like earlier concepts too, but like the Shadow Necromancer, whatever you want to call it, that was also a concept, but they ended up going with that concept, right? So most likely these are basically gonna be the actual genders or the classes. So the Paladin looks absolutely amazing. I like the art style of it, and so the no gender lock is amazing for this game, and I like that it took the time to actually remove it. So great stuff. The second major thing that we have to talk about is the Pay2Win, because they did make a lot of changes to the Pay2Win aspect. They talked about this more in like the Chinese platforms. They're not giving us a lot of information on the global platforms, which is kind of weird because we are the one that like the Chinese were also very upset about like the Pay2Win stuff, right? But we also were super upset about it, right? There was a huge commotion, so I was hoping that they would also give us this information. But the information that they have given, they released a lot of videos and stuff about this, and they talked about like removing most of the Pay2Win. So the way that the game became Pay2Win was like that you craft the gear, which you could buy with gold, right? Now you can only obtain gear by dropping it. The most of the stuff that made the characters overpowered was like the inscription stones, which they removed from the complete shop, and they have added actually ways to make gold into the game. So they removed a lot of the pay to win. Now you guys will probably ask me, does this mean that the game is no longer pay to win? No, I'm not saying that at all, because once you've lied to, like, let's be real, we got lied to once and we can get lied to again. Like, there's nothing stopping them, right? Because now there's nowhere, it doesn't say anywhere that the game is going to be a non-pay to win, right? So now they can do whatever they want to. But for what I've seen so far, it seems like they took the feedback and they definitely ramped down a lot on the pay to win. However, I do not think that this is the end of the pay to win. So don't like quote me on saying like Spid said this game is no longer pay to win. That's not what I'm saying. I just said that from what I've seen so far. Obviously we'll find out when we actually play the game. But from the changes they're making, it seems like they cut down a lot on like the pay to win aspect. They're also trolling with this. Apparently, like the lead director, I see if I can find it. If I find it, I'll post it right here. But he posted like a gold coin with like a message of not pay to win. So they're trolling, they're kind of trolling, making like a joke that the game was pay to win, while they said it was not going to be pay to win. But they're like, hopefully it's just a meme, right, that they're doing. But it was kind of like, it was kind of weird at the same time, because they have trying to put a lot of focus now on the non-pay to win aspect, and they came out with a lot of like articles in China, though not here, unfortunately. We got a little bit of information, but mainly in China they're like on the thing that, hey, we get your feedback, we understand that you're not happy with it, so we're making these changes, which is great. Now there's a lot of other features that they're adding to the game. So there's a lot of like balancing things that they're doing, but they're also adding another skill. So as you guys know, you have something called ultimate skills that you can change, and you had 2 of them, but now you can use 3. They're adding a lot of like PvP skills, like roots, silences, like CC breaks. So they're adding a lot of more skills, it seems like, to the classes. So we're gonna get another skill, which is great. Hopefully I want a few more skills if it's possible, but them adding another skill is a really good thing. I like that. They're also changing some of the life skills, like the way you craft, the way you do stuff, because them removing the best gear from crafting will make the crafting not as important anymore, right? However, what we should know and we should be wary about is, I really hope this doesn't like destroy the crafting. The crafting should be fun, so it's going to be interesting to see how much they're adding to the crafting. They're removing 1 life skill completely, and then the things that I think was artisan, and what artisan could make, they're putting into other life skills. So they're doing a lot of changes with it. Hopefully it's not going to be like something you don't have to do, because I did enjoy the crafting. I did enjoy the RNG. You guys that were watching my streams, you know that I was like addicted to these 50-50 rules, which was hilarious. But so the RNG aspect is a good thing. So hopefully they don't completely destroy crafting, but they're definitely making it easier, making it more casual friendly. So we'll see about that. Now the PvP changes, there are massive PvP changes to this game, like big PvP changes. So the first of all is the arenas. So they're doing a lot of like balancing, and not only that, they're doing a fair balance PvP arena. So that basically means that your gear doesn't matter. Certain modes, I think there was a 3v3 mode that we're talking about, the 3v3 mode or certain modes will be fair balance, so everybody will have the same gears, the same stats. So back then when I was playing the beta, your gear actually mattered, your set points actually matter, right? But they're changing that, which is good. They're adding some kind of PvP armor, it seems, so you'll be able to like get PvP gear by doing PvP. They're gonna add PvP talents, so it's gonna be like a lot of like PvP focus for people that enjoy PvP and want to do it, because the game does have arenas and battlegrounds. Arenas were fun, battlegrounds got kind of boring, but arenas can be fun with these new changes for sure, and doing a lot of like balancing stuff. So PvP, exciting stuff. Hopefully they add guild versus guild. I've been saying this all this time, this game needs some mass PvP, so hopefully they add some guild versus guild would be a great addition to the game. So the gearing has been adjusted to. All the best loot and gear will be dropped from raids and through dungeons. There was this screenshot. I'm not sure, like it was kind of, the screenshot was kind of weird, because I have this screenshot right here that was posted on TikTok, because as I said before, the Chinese players are still having betas. They're still testing out, most under NDA. But in this screenshot, you can see that the character level is 60 instead of 40. So they increased the character level, and this raid or dungeon is dropping legendary gear. So they're added some kind of legendary gear when you reach max level. So there's going to be more areas, there's going to be more dungeons, more raids, and probably possibly a new level cap too. New ways to obtain gold also. They also talked about changing difficulty of dungeons, because we talked about this in my last video where I talked about the dungeons being too easy. So they increasing, hopefully that's what they mean with difficulty of dungeons, hopefully not making it more easy, right? But increasing difficulty of dungeons, schedule of raids, because last time the raids were at afternoon, which didn't work. Hopefully they added evening time, but they talked about this in their feedback that they're going to change up the schedule of when the raids open. And then they're going to change like the social and team up system, changing a lot of class build optimization. They did a big changes from the first beta to the second, so hopefully they do even more changes now. And of course they talked about more PvP stuff, and they're gonna have more closed betas. Do I think we're gonna have another beta globally? Honestly, I think there might be one more short beta just to test out the new changes, but I think the game will be releasing fairly quickly now. I think we're at the end game, you can say, because now they know exactly what we're asking for, what we need, and I'm really happy that they're trying to listen at least and trying to make changes. So we'll just have to see how the game feels when the game comes out globally, right? Because either the game like the nice thing about the last time, even though the game was that they lied about the pay to win, it was still in the beta, right? So it wasn't like globally launched. So we'll have to see what kind of changes they do make. But I'm going in with this with an objective perspective. I'm not if the game ends up being super pay to win and stuff, I'm gonna call it as it is. I'm not going in there even with these new changes. The changes look great, but I'm not going in there thinking that giving them like no doubt like I had last time, because last time I went into the beta I was like, yeah, this game is not going to be pay to win. But this time I'm going in with a critical mind. I'm going to be like, yo, let's see if they actually are moving the pay to win, if they're going to keep it. All these other changes are absolutely fantastic, but for me the make or break on this game is if they're going to keep like their promise of being like non-pay to win, or how pay to win friendly this game will end up being, right? So make sure you let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about all these changes? Are you guys looking forward to the game? What would you like to see in the game if you are? Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, check out this video right here, and I will see you guys the next time. Bye bye.